Hello and welcome to Tiger TV. I'm Jada Womack reporting to you from Studio 1066. Today I had the unbelievable opportunity to interview Mr. Ralph Stokes, author of the book, One of the First, Mr. Stokes. Thank you for granting me this interview with you.
You're most welcome.
Let's start off on a light note. According to your book, you live in Atlanta with your wife. You have 2 daughters and 2 granddaughters. Which is tougher, playing for Bear Bryant or raising girls?
Raising girls is a lot tougher because, fortunately, I had a male dog, and my male dog and I voted together on every vote. We got outvoted by all the women in the house, but at least I had someone to support me because the women were always on the other side. So it was fun. I love the house full of girls and granddaughters, and it's fun.
Who or what motivates you?
I get motivated to try to make a difference in the world. I feel like, I was blessed with the abilities to do leadership and blessed with the ability to communicate. So for me, being able to share messages with young people in particular to hope to give them some direction and help them find their focus is really an important part of my life.
1972 SEC running back Ralph Stokes. Take me back to that day when you first put on your cleats as an African American in the South playing football.
Yeah, it was a fun time. I felt like I was a football player from birth. I played football with my brothers in my neighborhood, and I was fortunate to start on my elementary school team when I was in the 3rd grade. So I was blessed to play football well and baseball very well. And I felt like that was just part of my DNA that God gave me. But there were often setbacks and challenges to it. But when I get very uncomfortable, when life was difficult for me, the most comfortable place I could find was on a football field.
What is it like playing for the legendary coach Paul Bear Bryant?
Well, I was very privileged to play for, blessed to play for Coach Paul Bear Bryant. He was at the time the winningest college coach in major college football and tremendous coach. But I tell people, Coach Bryant he created emotion in everybody. And you either love the man with a passion or you hated his guts because he was really hard. He pushed you on and off the field all the time. But if you understood that he was pushing you in the classroom, off the field, with your family, to try to be the best you could be in every aspect of life, if you understood that, then you loved the man, which I did. There are some other people that didn't understand why he pushed so hard, and they still don't like him. But it was a challenge, but I love the challenge of pushing myself and getting the best out of myself.
What are some of the things you had to endure as a black man on a majority white team?
As a black player on a majority of white team, the biggest challenge was just having confidence in yourself. With any team, you have teammates, whether black or white, that you don't connect with. And there are some people on the team that you connect with and you love and they love you. And then there's a bunch of people that's just teammates that you don't do a lot with, but they're teammates. And what you have to have enough confidence in yourself that whether it's the white players or anybody that really gives you the feeling that they don't want you on the team, you see, they are not the people that's going to determine whether you be on the team. So you just go do the things that you do well. You're a football player. Go play football. And so I try to always focus on, if I do my job well enough and I execute to the abilities that God has given me, I'll be okay, and my teammates will like my performance whether they like me or not.
What is one thing you learned from your time at the University of Alabama that you were able to use later in life?
The biggest thing that I learned was confidence. And I learned that over time, as we used to say under Coach Paul Bear Bryant, was that, have confidence and execute the plan. We built a plan, execute the plan. So, for me in my life, I've always tried to take with me, build a plan, don't panic. When the plan's not going right, don't run away from the plan. You built it for a reason. Go back and evaluate. Maybe you need to tweak some things, but execute the plan that you've developed. And finding that process to continue to follow the process over and over allowed me to be successful and not panic that, oh, it didn't go well, I need to change, I need to run to something else. No, build a plan and execute the plan and have confidence in what you're able to do. So University of Alabama gave me that ability to believe in myself and have confidence.
Your book, what motivated you to write one of the first?
It was many people, friends and others asked me about writing a book because they would say, your stories are so interesting. And the story about your mom and Coach Bryant was such an interesting story. Or your story about you selling insurance to the Ku Klux Klan, that was so interesting. And they said, you should write a book. And I resisted writing a book for years because I felt like our country has moved forward in a lot of areas in integration, and so much of my life story deals with integration. And I said the people will not be interested in it. But finally, a couple people said the stories are interesting, but the principles that you share with us and the things you learn from your challenges resonates with anybody in any generation. So I that's why I named the book, the lessons that I learned while overcoming the challenges of integration. The lessons really, on accountability and team building and sharing and, getting yourself in uncomfortable positions because that's where you grow the most. All those things resonate no matter what year or what person you are.
Where does your love of golf come from?
That relates back to the game of golf relates back to discrimination in some sense as well. In that, the two things that I love a lot is the game of golf and the stock market. And they, to me, have about the same thing. When you play golf, you put that ball down there and you swing and hit the golf ball, it's going where you hit it. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, female, male, that golf ball doesn't know who you are, and it's going to go where the club hits. When you put your money in the stock market, if that stock goes down, you're going to lose money. If that stock goes up, you're going to make money. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, male, female. It doesn't. So I love things that is based on performance, and it has no view of who you are. And golf is that way. So when I hit that ball well, I feel good about it. When I hit it wrong or bad, I know it's on me. There's nobody else to blame. So I'm accountable for my performance, and I love that part of it.
In your role as Director of Marketing for the PGA, have you ever met Tiger Woods? Have you ever seen Tiger play 18 holes in that person? Is he really that good?
Yes, I have had the privilege of meeting Tiger on many occasions, and I've watched him play, and I walked with him playing. I was fortunate to be at his induction when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, and that was a great privilege because there's only a few people invited. So I spent a good time. I wouldn't say I know him that well, but I've spent a good bit of time with him. And yes, Tiger still is one of the most gifted golfers to ever play. And the difference when you're walking with Tiger and he hits a golf ball, it makes a different sound than any of the other golfers out there. So you don't even have to see him hit it. Just know when you hear that sound, that was Tiger Woods striking the ball. He is so much better than most of the other players. And he was just gifted. But his greatest gift was his mental ability to will himself to win. And that's where, again, you get back to having the skills. He had skills that were tremendous, but he won on a lot of willing himself to victory because he would refuse to lose. And, he and Kobe Bryant had a similar mindset that they hated losing more than anything.
What is one thing your parents taught you that has stuck with you your entire life?
Yeah, I was fortunate to have two great parents. My father was a great provider, and would tell stories a lot like me. And my mother was that motivational person, but also the disciplined person. But the two things that they both shared with me is be honest and treat people with respect. The most important thing in life is the relationships you build. And you build quality relationships that last, and you build them for the right reasons. One of the things that we learned early is that you don't build relationships to gain from others. You don't have that motivation to, if I get to know that person, they're going to help me do this. You want to get to know people because they're quality people. You want to be known for who you are, not for what you can do for someone. So my parents taught me that relationships, quality relationships, was some of the most important things in life, and how you treat people was equally important. Treat people with respect, whether they're the janitor or the president. You treat them all the same, and you treat them with respect. And you build relationships based on caring for people, not what you can get from them. And with that, I've been able to have long time relationships with business people, sports people, and friends that have been just tremendous value to me as a person.
Mr. Stokes, thank you so much for granting me this interview from Greenville High School, Studio 1066 on Tiger Drive. I'm Jada Womack. Thank you for tuning in to a Tiger TV exclusive. Have a great day.
Thank you, Jada.